Hello VRay users, Alex here, your VRay guide, and welcome to the second webinar on the VRay Masterclass. I got your works, I got your questions, I'm going to review them, and let's get started. So we've got all the users here, right? Karim. Alright, Karim also came here. He was a great help. You got his videos and you got his files. Correcting my adding actually tips to my stuff from the last webinar. And he got some more stuff that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to show his work also. And well, I hope it's going to be a great webinar. So enough talking, let's just get down to the business. Yes, Jean, the link to the videos is in the email. I sent emails, and I'm going to send another email with the PDF file, this one, and there's going to be also a couple of links. So if you didn't get them, I'll send them one more time. There was like I think 2 videos from Karim. Okay, all right, great. So let's start from Jeff. He's saying, hello Alex, I was asking myself how Remy Hanish make his spotlight in his tutorial. So if someone is not familiar with this Rami Hanna tutorial, it's a really nice post-production tutorial where Rami uses prepared lights. As you see here, it looks like a Knoll light plugin from the Red Giant, and that makes really nice lens flare, different shapes of lens flare for the spots. But he uses here prepared lights, as you see. See, it's like with black, and then he isolates this black, and then he puts them in and duplicates them, and they give you like nice glare and everything. So yeah, I've made my oh, sorry, Karim. Here you go. This is the screen sharing. All right. Please write right here on this conference, right? So that everybody could see and not in private message. Okay. So I went to do a little search, and I found this cool website here. It's called Sky Textures. They got download sample here. They're making really nice stuff, and I know it's not relevant to the spots, but I found on Evermotion, I found this link. If you just click on this, you could download it, and in this link right here, we got, as you see, we got all different types and shapes of lens flare. I mean prepared lens flare, and they look pretty good. And, as you see, they like with black background, but if you use them with Karim's tutorial, right here, where is it? Okay, here it is. If you use it with Karim's tutorial, and I think he uses screen mode for yep, he uses the screen mode here to isolate this blackness, this black, to remove the blacks. So yeah, if you download the these lights, just press on this link here, right here. You can download it, and you will have prepared lights, right? So this one thing, you can also go to this website, sky, called sky sky textures. They got also nice samples for skies and backgrounds, and if you download this link you will get also right here you can get also like free different templates, different skies, which is nice to use for your backgrounds. It's a nice handy tool, free stuff. Feel free to download it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's go next. Paul. Hi Alex, thanks for the help. Some issues. I followed your advice rendering exponential with gamma 2.2 and the final result was is one good. Sometimes I would like the rendering image fade or colors is not clear. Okay, let's see what you got there, Paul. So you did these 3 images. Oops, I need to open Photoshop first. Here we go. All right, let's see. So this one I can see living room like exponential with VRay camera. This one with exponential, but don't you use here also VRay camera? Say I didn't understand from your email. And this is with linear, yes, and with linear you get way better colors. And you're asking why this one with VRay physical camera is really dark, even if you go higher with ISO at 800, it's still dark. Well, if I'm just looking at this, I will just take a look at this image. I see only one shadow, one sun is coming through the door. And I think the reason is that your windows, your glass in the windows is not transmitting light through them. So I think you should make effect alpha in your glass, so you will get more light goes through those windows. So you should see a shape of a window here, making sun, making a shape, like sun coming through, making shadows and everything. So I also can see that you've got here like really intense illumination, and it looks like you're using VRay lights and to transmit light. So I mean, we use VRay lights in light objects like here and here. In the windows we use sky portals. So you basically create a VRay light, but you put it on a sky portal mode, so it only transfer particles into your scene. And I see that you got like really hard, really tense illumination here, so you want to push a little bit farther your light from your window. Just put it outside, not far away from the window, but just put it outside in order to avoid those high spots right here. Okay, so regarding this image, it looks the colors looks good and everything, although it's linear mode. Of course, with linear mode you will get more colorful image, but the light is very, very intense right here. So I would always suggest you to work with exponential, something like this here, and to add more saturation to the image, because when you have non-saturated images, this is actually how I work. This is lots of artists work this way. They render image, not JPEGs, they render like OpenAXRs or HDRI, like really high dynamic, well, at least PNG with 16-bit channel, so we'll have more pixel depth, and they render it kind of washed out. I mean, you noticed in your email that it's a little bit washed out, but this is how it is. They render it a little bit with a high gamma, and less colors, and then they add color because it's much more it's way more easier to add color instead of removing color, because when trying to remove color you may start to lose pixels, you may start because it's burned into the pixel. So from my experience, it's much easier to add color to your image instead of removing it. So regarding your image, as you see here, your color balance also wrong. So as the usual, I'll bring the color balance palette on the midtones a little bit yellowish and reddish, and on the blue tones a little bit of cyan, blue and cyan right here. And as you see here, if I click, I remove the whole, your image got like yellowish color balance, white balance in photography. So I'm removing it and I'm getting like nice blue light coming from the windows, entering the scene, and you got like really nice illumination and everything. So if you want to make your chairs look like those chairs here, you can just duplicate your image, for example, add more saturation, something like this, right? Maybe to make it a little bit darker. Okay, and I'm only looking at the chairs. I'm totally ignoring the whole image here. And you can add like curves, maybe just to increase the. So I'm looking at the chairs here, and I'm looking at this chairs here, and I'm trying to get the same result as here. So something like this. Okay. Well, maybe it's a little bit too much. You can reduce it, something like that. And after adding a mask, you can use your ID channels or VRay wire color to remove all that. You know, I'm doing it with normal mask, but you can use your channel. You can use your ID channel, and you can isolate and remove this color properly, right? So you leave your chairs here really nice colored. Okay, so this is basically how it goes. Just to recap that, remember VRay lights, use it for lights object, for interior. For the windows, use VRay sky portals. Just replace those lights, move them outside, and make sure you get enough light into your room so you see here shadows from the sun. Because I think this is the main problem while you're going with ISO to 800 and you're not getting enough illumination. By the way, I had some scenes where I was going with ISO to 1200, 1400. So there is like really dark scenes when you got like really small openings and not enough light coming to the room. So there is not much to do unless going high with the ISO. All right. Excuse me. So this is how you're doing it. This is how you correct it, white balance and everything. Keep working, keep sending me works, and we will work your scene out. All right, it's a good progress. It's clean render, so good to go. All right. Okay, yeah, and continue working with Gamma 2.2 because it's the right way. It's the right way to work. And please check also your gamma loot, because I'm not sure you're in the right gamma loot in your 3D Max calibration. Okay. Well, if you have questions, just send me email. I'll send you the information for doing the gamma loot and everything. Okay, we are now with Karim, and he sent me last week really nice images, but it was a little bit too late. I was already prepared to the webinar and I could not, just could not view them. I saw them only after the webinar ended. And there's a really nice images. He sent me a question regarding the gamma 2.2 because he didn't had this working with normals. If you prepare a normal bump, it was not showing the right normal bump, the right bumps, because normal bump is something that really looks I mean better than normal. It's not displacement, it's something in between, but it's a really good bump. So he was applying color correction texture and putting gamma 2.2 into this, and he could fix it. So right here he sent me his image. He used inverse gamma. So when he imported the bump, the normal bump, to the 3D Max, he put it the override gamma for 0.454, and just because you're importing all the materials that coming into your 3D Max, and you tick the affect materials in your 3D Max. I'm just gonna show it to you right here. This is the gamma load. It's also for you, Paul. Right here, gamma 2.2 affect colors and affect materials. This is how I set up my 3D Max. And here in bitmap files, I put 2.2. So everything that comes into my 3D Max, all the input, all the bitmap files, all the images, will get the gamma 2.2. So in order to balance it, Karim here added 0.454. This is inverse gamma, and this is how he balanced. This is how he brought actually back the gamma to his normal bumps. If you don't know what his normal bump is, you just, I don't know, type in normal bump and trade him in Google and see what he gets. This is the looks like something like this right here. Yeah, it's small image, but you get the point. It's really nice, nice bump with high expressions and everything. It's not that physical as a displacement. It's not go really high and creates like physical forms and everything, but it's really good and expressed. So you can make really nice things with this bump. All right, it's called normal bump. Go ahead, research on that, and ask me questions if you have any. Okay. So let's see the works of Karim from the last week. Right here, I really love those works. They're really nice. Oops, here we go. Yeah, so when I saw them, I said, "Wow, this guy knows how to do stuff, visualizations and everything." The work's really great. There is like small it's not mistakes, but you know, for example, this is something that I was doing for quite a while till I understood what was wrong. Let me just get one work here that shows that well, let's take this one for example. We can see here chromatic aberration line red, and here green chromatic aberration line. Well, actually it can happen, but it can happen only on like really high intense places where the light comes with conjunction in the photograph. So let me just, maybe I just open the one of my skies here, and I'll see if I have here something, some chromatic aberration here. And well, I should have. Okay, we can see right here a little bit of red channel shifting, shifting left, shifting right, and here we can see green channel, right, shifting left. Also here we can see a red line shifting right here also. From this side we can see a red, from this side we can see a green. Right here on the building, a green line. So this is basically how the chromatic aberration works. It comes with high conjunction of lighting. So behind we can see like really intense white sky, and this is what's basically causing this, right? But for example, on the shadows we almost will not see, we can, but we almost will not see any shifting in channel. Okay, so right here, if we just, I don't know, zoom into the image, we might find, I've checked your images yesterday. I saw in several places where the chromatic aberration just could not appear, like in dark places or something like that, you know. So you got really nice images. I love them really much. The only like small stuff is the chromatic aberration that was not in the right places. So for example, you did here sharpen on this roof and the grass, and it's really like, you know, like pitching your eye, like jittering. So most of the time you don't do the sharpen on stuff that got such a high repetition, like grass or like this stuff here. You can do, by the way, you can do it on the glass, because sharpen on the glass looks really good. But on stuff like I don't know, like this roof here, it's really jittering. So I'm not sure that it's a good thing to make this like really sharp, and this one here as well. Okay, but the job, but the work's really awesome. I mean, the illumination and everything. This project also looks cool. Another thing that I noticed, your background is with the palms and everything. It looks good, but all the palms look similar. You got almost the same color here. You got no color variation, no, you know, like I think it was 2 webinars ago when I corrected one work, and I showed how to create a little bit, you know, like a green, maybe a little bit yellowish, you know, like there would be should be a little bit more difference in the color that you don't have. Everything like really green. So I took one work of yours, I think I took this one, and I've corrected it. By the way, it's really nice to have some sky reflecting and everything, because something like this do not look natural. So you would like to have some really nice sky reflection in this windows. It's basically what's should be in the windows. Maybe you can fix it in Photoshop. You can just add it here, you know. But as I'm looking in this image, from all the images, this one got the most whoops, Photoshop stopped working. The most I wouldn't say wrong, but the color balance is not right. So let me just show you how I fixed it. you know, the regular way. And by the way, your sun looks like the sun looks like really high. It's been almost like 45 degrees, but when it's hitting your building, it's burning here a little bit. I don't know what's material is this, but it looks like wood, and it's burning here. And it's really high, but it gives you yellowish illumination. So I would just go into 3D Max to the VRay camera, and I showed it last week. In the white balance, try to select yellow color, so you will isolate it from your room, from your scene. Okay. So regarding your image here, the white balance should be, you know, like adding a little bit yellowish, but not too much. And on the blues, I add way more blue, and something like that with a cyan. Okay. So press the preview to see how it illuminates. So you can see the big difference right now from something that looks like this. Okay. Oh, it's afternoon. Well, yeah, in afternoon you should get something like that. Okay. But the sun, I don't know. It's not. It looks like, you know, like 3-4 o'clock, something like that. It does not look 6 o'clock. I'm not sure which country is this. Maybe in 6 o'clock, and in this country you will get that look. But in my opinion, it's just something in between. You know, it's not. The sun is really high, but it's causing really warm and almost a sunset illumination. Okay, so. Regarding your background, you know, oh, it's Thailand. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know. I never was in Thailand. maybe I should go and visit and see how it is around 6 o'clock in Thailand. But regarding your background, you can make this different variations here right now, right? Because just to come back to our previous topic, so it looks warm and everything, but the color corrections, I mean, you still have this little bit warm look, but whoops, but as you see here, I get the wall. And you got here, like yellowish, and here also yellowish, and the sun is still causing that yellowish, but the color balance, in my opinion, is a little bit more correct, because this wall shouldn't be that yellow, and this one part here also shouldn't be that yellow. So maybe something in between. Okay. Anyways, regarding your background, let me just show you one trick. I'm gonna duplicate your layer, and I'm gonna go in hue saturation, and on the yellow channel, you see, I'm going to shift a little bit to the left. Okay, so you see this one looks much better. Okay, so you get this yellowish feeling, but your walls and your house do not get this yellow. The concrete here do not get this overall yellow image. So you can correct it like this. And if you want, also you can duplicate one more time the image. You can go into hue saturation, and on the yellow channel you can go to the right a little bit, something like this, and this is going to go for your trees. So I'm going to reduce a little bit of a saturation to get more like something like this, to get more natural look for your leaves. I'm gonna add a mask. I'm going to remove this from the house and from this concrete here, and I'm gonna do some like spots, something like this, right? So you get this variation of color going on here, and you don't get this one solid look for your palms. Okay, so here as well you can add a little mask. Let me just hide the first one. We see the second one, and I'll I'll do some spots right here as well. Whoops, something like this. And you see, you get this nice variation of the greens that's going on in your jungle. You can play a little bit with opacity in order to make it look more smoother. But this is more or less the. I'll just flatten the image, and I'll show you how it was when you open it. And this is, you want to get this greenish variation, and you still got the yellowish color here, but the concrete here and the building here got more color corrected. Okay, cool. All right, so just to compare, you know, like you started like this, and you can see you got like one yellowish overall balance, color balance, white balance, and after doing this, you can see you get more blue from the sky bouncing on the concrete. You still get the feeling of the sunset, but you got it more color corrected. So yeah, color balance is something that I do most all the time. The illumination and exposure and camera, everything is working good, everything is correct. Okay, great. So if you want, I just can save this image. Save. Yeah, I can see you wrote the 6 outdoor 6 p.m. I didn't notice it, but we gotta go to Thailand. We go everybody. I hope next year we go everybody to Thailand, and we check the 6 o'clock. What do you say? Could be really nice, and we have a discussion there, right? Great. Okay. Alex Gomez. Hello. Do you know how to set up VRay network with Windows 7, 3D Max, 2010? Just try to set up computer with primary and get away with having just one license for the network rendering. Ooh, one license. Well, with Mental Ray it works, because Mental Ray is it's like an inside plugin in 3D Max. But with VRay, well, as I know from my experience, and I was working with a team of 20 people, 20 computers were connected into the network. So you know, when you get a VRay, you get this dongle. It looks like a USB stick. So to activate the VRay, you need to plug this dongle, and without this dongle, VRay doesn't work. So even if you launch the spawner, the program that connects your distribute rendering and finds your VRay in the network and everything, and uses your CPU, you still need to plug the dongle in. So I'm not sure there is a way to use VRay in network rendering without plugging in the dongle. So this is basically means you're not activating your license. So all VRays gotta have license activated. I don't think there is a way to go around. Maybe there is a way for VRay 2.0, but I'm not sure, because Chaos Group, they always want that everybody will have license installed in the computer. I mean, you can, maybe they created like something new. It's actually a good request. I might request them to make only a dongle for distribute rendering or for net rendering. So you will not able to work with this VRay on the other computer when you plug this dongle, but you will able to only use its CPU so it's actually not usable only for distributed rendering. It's actually a nice idea. I'll pop a question on the Chaos Group forum for requesting that, because it's not the first time that I'm getting such a questions, and not everybody can allow and buy VRay for 1,000 euros. It's quite expensive. So I know people buying like big closets, make them rendering stations with only CPUs there, and for something like this you don't need a license. You can connect it to the network, and you can identify only the CPU usage. But if you're talking about operating system, Windows, in that matter you can install VRay and you can work. So I'm not sure that they can even make this, you know, and I'm thinking about this right now. It looks like a little bit complicated thing to do. So yeah, if you buy only the CPU, like there's Xenon or something like that, you can define it as in the network. So then you can basically use the license of your computer to add the CPU to it. But I'm not sure there is a way to add another computer to that session. Okay. The second question is trying to improve polymodeling skills with E3D. E3D, I heard they like got really nice DVDs and everything, and lots of good modeling sessions. I never used it because in in architecture visualization workflow, we use all prepared. We use like cars and everything, so we're never get to work with polymodeling. What we get to work with is light post-production. This is what actually just because of the prepared models, we get more time to use on our illumination, still illumination, and work the light. And most of the time we use Archicad or AutoCAD, to model our stuff. So yeah, this E3D DVDs, all those modeling skills is good for entertainment industry. When you model people, characters, whatever there is. In architecture, the modeling is very it's not you don't need to know a high range of modeling. There's like 3 or 4 tools that you need to know for architecture, and this stuff you can learn from internet tutorials, because you don't go into really high detailing. This stuff you can do also with Archicad or AutoCAD. Well, of course you can do like really complicated constructions if you're doing development and stuff like that, like bridges and I don't know, like organic stuff, but most of the time you can do it much quicker and easier in architectural programs. So tell you the truth, till today I never had a use of complicated polymodeling skills. But I know one guy who does everything in 3D Max, and sometimes even faster than AutoCAD or Archicad. So yeah, go ahead. You can. I think there is like samples in E3D of stuff that they show, and you can go ahead and see. I know people recommending them. I never got their stuff to work with their stuff because it's less relevant to architecture. Okay. All right, Andreas. Special thanks to Karim. Woohoo! And yes, it's a cool idea of combining VRay Sun with a daylight system. I have tried further to get standard scene with VRay. Now only the VRay Sun, DOM, and HDRI. So let's see what you got. Well, it's right here. Yeah, I can see. Well, it doesn't look like you're using here VRay materials because the GI is not distributing properly. You lost this corner almost. it's really hard to tell what rendering settings are you using, because I can see the GI, but I don't see the GI influenced in the scene. I see more of a VRay sun right here. So I really don't know how you did apply the GI. Maybe you say here also important key which improves much in the frame buffer. Okay, I'll show the frame buffer tools. Okay. Alright, Karim sending me something. PNG. Okay, sRGB button. Yes, sRGB is only for linear. I'll explain that in a second. I could only read that it's a gamma correct key. Yes, it is. I don't know why it's necessary to. The system should already have correct gamma. Perhaps you can tell also short about important of those. Yeah, probably I can do some task later in the post-production with Photoshop. Well, yeah. So let's see what Karim sent me. Open the file. Okay, this is the place that we are going to. All right, next year, or maybe sooner. Okay, don't forget. Mark it in your calendar. Thailand. Okay, back to Andreas. The scene here. Well, yeah. You lost. You don't have much of GI. Did you activate the GI here? Because it doesn't look like you're using any global illumination, and I can see some small light leaks right here going on. So it doesn't look that you're using VRay texture or something like that. So in order to make like really good tests, try to use like VRay complete scene. Not really with high polygons or something, but with textures and everything. Reflections could be also good. So let's just open this one, this scene here. Okay, and see. Oh, I need to activate my VRay license, of course. And I need to probably, okay, VRay is working, great. So let me show you how to apply, for example, how to test HDRI. Okay, so I'll put a VRay camera here, right here. And you know, the position should be, I don't know, looking something like that at the ball. Here I'll press C, so I'll see exactly what I'm looking at. I'll activate the save frame option and position. Oops. The camera. Okay, so everything is by default right here. As you see here, I only activated the VRay. When I render, I don't see much, everything's dark. So to use an HDRI, I'm going to use a Peter Couturier HDRI. You got really nice stuff. And I'm gonna add VRay light. Oops. VRay light. On the VRay light, I'm gonna say I'm gonna do a dome light, and I'm gonna place it in my scene. On the bitmap here, you can see texture. On the texture, I'm gonna add a bitmap, and I'm going to select this sky right here. It's a little bit heavy. It takes some time to load it, but as you see here, right here I'm going to select real pixel floating point, and I'm gonna press OK. So as you see here, it also takes a little time to load this. It's a big image, but as you see here, it appears right here in the texture slot. Okay, so let's just make a render and see what we get. Oops. We need to activate our frame buffer, of course. This is one thing, and these lights are really high intense. So the intensity should be just put it on 1, and if you need to fix it, you can work it with your color mapping. So let's just see what we got here. Okay, so we added a DOM light, we loaded a bitmap, and we said we want to add OpenXR or HDRI, doesn't matter, same thing. So with multiplier, we lowered the multiplier to 1, and we want to render and to see what we get. Okay, and this is what we're getting. We can use Reinhardt as Peter uses, and for example we can just up our camera. Oh, sorry, I forgot one important thing. We got the lighting and everything, but we didn't get this HDRI here to act like environment. So we need to switch this to environment, and we need to switch it to spherical environment, and now we're ready to render. Okay, so this is what we get. It's a little bit dark. You can work it with your camera, or you can work it with your here values. You can just increase a little bit of a burning value. Okay, it's burning really hard. Can put here maybe 2.2 or something like that. Okay, and as you see here, we got really nice exposed image with we can see also the shadows. It's only one light, and it's already produces the shadows. The sun is in the center, so it's really physical. If you like, we can put here, I don't know, 0.2 in offset, so you can rotate the whole sphere around your scene and select the perfect position for your model. Okay, so you see here you got really nice GI right here, because I activated GI. So Andreas, please pay attention if you're activating your GI. It's right here. Oh, I didn't activate any GI, and still I get it. Nice. Sorry, my fault. Yeah, but still, you get really nice GI here. Wow. I never thought it's gonna act like this. But as you see here, we get much clearer image. You see those dots and those. We get really nice and colorful light interpolation, and we get like really nice shadows. Okay, and the sky and everything is made only with one light, actually with no sun, with no nothing. So this is the cool way to go. This is the cool way to experiment on your exterior stuff. You can check out Peter's HDRIs on the internet. He got really cool stuff, and as you see here, only with few clicks you'll be able to do this, to light the scene. Okay, so just to recap, I put the camera, everything with default. You can work the camera and everything, but I did not. Just for that matter, I've added a sky dome. I put an texture, then I lowered the multiplier to 1, then I added my texture to the material editor. I switched it to environment, to spherical, in the mapping spherical environment, and I got my sky dome with light illumination and everything. So if it's too dark, if it's too high, you can work it with either with your camera or with your color mapping that I did right here with Reinhardt Gamma 2.2, and I increased values. So you can increase the burn values here, or you can increase your ISO in your camera right here. So you will get basically get the same same thing. Okay. So regarding your image here, try to make some tests with HDRI. Maybe I'll ask Karim. She sent me his HDRI that he made. I'll ask him if he can give you to make some tests, because he got some really nice HDRI here. Let me show it to you. Where it is. Oh, I don't see. Oh, here it is. So you see, he made it with 3D Max, by the way. He put some trees, he made a sun, and he created his own HDRI with 3D Max. You can see also it makes shadows, and it looks really cool. So maybe Karim could provide this image for testing, or you can just get some really good HDRI and to test it the same way I did this tutorial. Everything is recorded, so you can see over and over again how I did it. If you don't succeed, just send me an email. Alright, thanks a lot, Karim. Well, guys, yeah, you can thank to Karim, because he allows to share this HDRI with you, so you'll be able to test and see the same way how it's working. All right. He sent also this file here. Let me just close this for 1 second. I'm not gonna save it because it's Peter's stuff, and I cannot share Peter's stuff because he worked hard to create his HDRIs, and he wants probably to sell it and everything. So okay, we're gonna switch to mirrors. This scene made by Karim, and you see here he also made the same thing. He put a 2.5 into his multiplier, and he used actually an HDRI map, not a bitmap like I did. He used an HDRI map function. You have it right here in VRay HDRI. This is what he used to pull up his file. So I'll just press render, and as you see here, this thing is got not that right illumination. I mean, this is where I'm going to explain the whole thing of this all those buttons here. This is what you actually asked me to do, and I'm going to give you some examples. So basically, you have this panel here on the VRay frame buffer. This is it. So just by working this panel, you can fix your image. Say something like this. Well, I'm like overdoing it. You can work it with your camera and everything, but just to make a clear point, this is how you can work with your color correction tool. Okay, and this is here. If you press on this button, it shows show color connection control, and you can work it with. So the next button is force color clamping. Color clamping is basically what goes beyond your values of 1 or 255 in your as you know here 255. It's I think it's white, pure white. So there is values in 32-bit channel that goes beyond white. It's something that your eye cannot see, but your computer can provide. And this eye icon show pixel information. If you right click on it, you can see the values of every color here. So right here it says color floating point, and all over the image you can see it's 0.4, 0.2, but it do not go beyond 1. But if I go here and I check in the center, you can see it goes beyond 1. So it's basically means it's more than white. But more than white our monitor cannot show, cannot provide. But excuse me, in this color here it is more value. So basically if you press this button, force color clamping, it will remove it from showing those values, from rendering actually those values into the image. It will clamp them, it will like block them, it will go till 1 and that's it. It will not go beyond. But with images, if you save images with full floating point, like OpenXR, like this OpenXR right here, you'll be able to get this. You'll be able to have this control, exposure control. So if you work this frame buffer right here, you can, for example, save this image as let's save it as HDRI, high dynamic range image right here. Call it test 111. Okay, and bring it to the Photoshop right here. You can see we get a washed out image, and by using the exposure control we get full control to bring all those colors back. Okay, so if I save it as JPEG, for example, test 1, if I save it as a JPEG right here, you see we get the same image, right? Because we color corrected with VRay frame buffer. But if I close this, whoops, if I remove this from affecting, because the next button is use color curve correction. If I remove this curve and I'm saying okay, do not apply to my image, and I will save this as JPEG, and I call it for example 2. Open it in Photoshop. So as you see here, I'll try to work it with exposure. Oh, I'm still getting like nice exposure. That's weird, but well, basically I'm not supposed to get that clear results as this HDRI, because if you zoom into this image, you can see all small dots going on here, and if I zoomed into this image, I can see it's really clear. So I don't see this those dots, this noise going on. So also you can see noise here in this corner. So basically the JPEG cannot provide this pixel depth. It's only 8-bit. As you see here, it's only 8-bit channel, and the HDRI is 32 right here, 32-bit channel. So basically this color VRay frame buffer, whoops, someone calling me. Okay, this VRay frame buffer is made to correct images, and you can save them with 32-bit channel, and you can work them really good in Photoshop, but only with 32-bit channels. JPEGs might not provide you this clear result because they got only 8-bit channel. Okay, so let me just go back to that matter here. Explain those buttons. Show color correction control, force color clamping. This is actually the color clamping that we got here, and it shows us what actually was clamped. Oops, I can hear someone. Okay, use color correction curve, use exposure correction, and the sRGB is basically made for if you work with linear method. If you work with linear methods, right here, if you work with linear method, not the Reinhardt, the linear method, you should activate the sRGB button. If you work with exponential, that's okay, you don't need to activate it. To get more clear explanation about this, I know I made it a little bit complicated, but to get a clear explanation on that matter, I have a video on my Vimeo videos right here. It's called VRay exponential vs linear. Where is this? Oops, sorry. This one, LWF linear vs exponential. Just go ahead, see this video. I'm actually gonna copy it and I'm gonna paste it right here. This will explain you more. This will explain you more about those two methods and those buttons, and when to activate and when not to activate the sRGB button. Okay, so I'll put yeah, I'll put it here. This is, oops, someone asked me here. This is the screen sharing. All right, who wanted this? All right. Okay, so sorry for making this a little bit complicated, but this is really not that complicated issue. So go ahead, watch the movie linear vs exponential, and you get the whole idea of doing this. Okay. The next one is Schwarndu. He was asking me, I don't know, Fusion or After Effects for animations. It depends only on the output. From 3D Max and VRay, basic color correction, and Premiere Pro. So you can work with Premiere Pro, and that's totally fine because you don't need to know what's in the because the Photoshop, After Effects, they like got almost all the same options as Photoshop. So how to build isolation layers. Can Photoshop Extended 3D handle this? I don't have Photoshop Extended, so I really don't know if the Photoshop Extended can work with layers and I mean importing animation sequence and stuff like that. But I think that what you need to look for is a keying option. You have a keying option in Premiere. This is actually when you can import one layer, for example, wire color with all different colors, and when you're going to apply this modifier, you can select to choose with the pick color tool. You can choose the color and say this color will be isolated, and then you can take the whole layer with this only this isolated color, and you can say that this layer is going to be the mask. So basically the isolated color is going to isolate the particular model, and then you can duplicate your layers. You can duplicate you can like isolate only a chair, only a carpet, or I don't know, ceiling or something like that, and you can like make the whole sequence renderable. Okay, so you can, after that you can render it from Premiere. This is basically how it works. It's one method. You can see there is another method, rendering animation with moving objects. Here you can see, just go ahead and read this tutorial on this VRay manual, how you can isolate objects, how you can render VRay comp texture. You can like make textures and define what you want to isolate exactly. Well, send me questions if you don't understand something in this tutorial. This is another way to go, and there is another third way to go. There's another nice tutorial in CJ Arena. It also shows you how you can isolate stuff. Only this one shows it with Premiere, with After Effects. But if you see it, if you read it, it's not that complicated. It shows you how you can make like one car, and you can change like colors for this car only by changing a color channel right here. So go ahead, see this tutorial, see how this guy combined all the layers together. You see reflection layer, paint, and specular and everything, and it will give you like an idea of how you can make different colors, change colors, isolate objects. And this is After Effects, so basically it can be doable for animation as well. Okay, or you know, try to search on the internet. There's supposed to be a lot of different tutorials that explain that stuff, and probably there's like examples. I've tried to do a quick search in internet. I found different tutorials on the YouTube, and I Google it also. So basically, if you cannot find something, just Google it, and you'll find probably like 5-6 answers. Okay. Okay, Paul was disconnected. So. Okay, everybody can hear me, right? Because we continue, and I got here a message. There was a problem with my call, but hi, Paul. Is this your microphone on? Because I can hear you in the background. Can you mute it? Thanks a lot. All right, great. So we're continuing. There's another question. No problem, man. There's another question. I don't understand VRay DMC sampler. That is adaptive amount, minimum samples, global submultiplier, noise threshold. What does the sample size, number of passes, and the filter on the light gauge rollout? Just the values are suggested in various tutorials, but I want to know how it works. Well, it works pretty easy. Let me just, the best way of course is to test them by yourself, but if I'll just go here into DMC sampler, so the adaptive amount right here is basically refers to the you can say scene quality. Well, it works in combination with your image sampler and anti-aliasing. So these both of these guys, anti-aliasing filters, image sampler right here, and the DMC sampler is basically those who are going to increase or decrease your image quality, and the same as in the same way is going to your rendering times. So as you know, the more quality, the more rendering time you will need. But referring to this DMC sampler, the adaptive amount is actually what refers to your blurry effects, blurry reflections, glossy effect. If you got glossiness and it's blurred, by going down with this value, you will make the image clear. So going up will make glossy effects, glossy reflections less clear. Going down will make them more clear and more accurate sample subdivision, but it will increase dramatically your rendering times. So most of the time you don't use this. Just leave it by default. I mean, most of the time I'm not using this parameter, I'm just leaving it like that. However, noise threshold is something that I'm using a lot, and it's something that decides if your sample is good enough for the render. So you can say it's sort of a density, you know, like if it's less, you're decreasing or increasing its amount. It will increase or decrease the noise, the appearance of the noise in your scene. So basically I'm using 0.005 for really good results. You can go lower to 0.002. I mean, it's the maximum that you can go. Lower than this will make a really clean image, but will just increase enormously your rendering times. So this is basically what controls the noise in your scene and decides if your samples subdivisions is good or not good enough. Okay. Okay, and the next one is minimum samples. Minimum samples is, you can say, go lower, because the standard, the default is 8. So here you can say go lower beyond the amount of 8. And this is actually what you put in your GI, in your glossy, in your motion blur, all of those parameters that refers to the subdivision parameters. You know, your image being subdivided into pixels, and their anti-aliasing and everything being complicated. So going beyond this, you're saying just use lower, because this is the name, minimum samples. Just you say use less than it is. You can also say use more, 20, but this works generally on everything. Same is a global subdivisions multiplier. This multiplies all your subdivision at once. So be very careful with this parameter, because it actually doubles or triples your scene subdivisions. For example, if you have, I don't know, light of 8 subdivisions, the quality, right? You have I don't know, in your materials also 8 by default, for example, if I'll pick VRay material right here, you have 8 subdivisions by default. And if you put a VRay light right here, you have also 8 subdivisions by default. So if your global subdivision multiplier, if you like putting here 2, these guys will get doubled, will get 16. If you put here like 3, for example, it will be like 24, you know, and so on. So this basically doubles all to lower the noise threshold. It's more with the brute force method. Referring to light cache, we will get to the light cache, but let me just finish this one here. For the global subdivisions multiplier, this is basically how I work. I leave everything in my scene by default. Everything is 888 when I'm working and I need a quick render. And when I'm getting to the high quality render stage, I just go to this multiplier and I put here 2 or I put here 3. So everything just doubles or triples amount of quality in my scene automatically. And then if there is something that needs to have more than tripled or doubled amount, I just go specifically to that model, to that object, and I increase it a little bit more. Okay, so this is for the minimum maximum sampler. Okay, in global. The second one, what does the sample size, number of passes, and the filter does in the light cache? Okay, now we're getting to the light cache. The sample size right here, let me just activate and put the light cache. So the sample size here, you can do some render tests for this sample size, and you can put this on, show sample phase calculation, so you will see the samples also, how they interpolated and how many of them you got in your scene. Well, you don't need to turn this on, but only to get the indication of how your samples being interpolated in your scene. You can make some rendering tests, and discover by yourself what the sample size mean, because the sample size is basically the light cache samples. So it's preserving the GI. So the smaller they are, the smaller the accurate your GI will be. So the interpolation of the samples being determined by the scale function, and the scale function is the next parameter, is this scale. Screen is actually what your camera sees, and world is your working units. So for example, if you're working with millimeters or centimeters, and you here on the world option, your sample size will be in millimeters. But if you move back to the screen, your sample size will be global to the camera view. So basically, I think there is like some tutorials that shows it. I think I put the link here further somewhere for the second tutorial. So basically, one is more for animation, and this is more for the other one is for computing the static images, so to say. Okay, let's go to the next parameter called the number of passes. Well, number of passes is right here. It's by default 8. It basically refers to your CPU, how many CPUs available on your computer. If you have a single CPU, there's supposed to be 1 here. If you have like dual core, you can put 4, quad core can put 8. So this is one basically refers to how many CPUs you got on your computer. Okay, and the filter here, the filter is being processed by the render, like in the rendering process, and you can choose different filters: fixed, nearest, fixed, static. Nearest is the nearest samples interpolation to your camera. Will get like more quality and everything, but I'm not using this at all because it adds to your rendering time, so I'm just putting it on none, and I'm not using any pre-filters right here. But you are very welcome to test those parameters and to see what works better for you, because how I work, I just render high quality, big resolution images with no samples, with no anti-aliasing, like no sharper stuff, no color corrections, no nothing. Everything I do in post-production because I have better control over it. Just because when you're doing it in 3D Max and you already burn those pixels into your image, it will be way harder to remove them, and the results, different results, is not that biggie. Okay, so yeah, this is the only scratch of the surface for those parameters. The best way, of course, to go and to test them by yourself. You need to have a scene with GI, glossiness, reflection, and refraction, just to see how all the things being applied to your materials. And you can use the help of this manual here about the light cache and everything. You can press on the link and you can read about those parameters, and there's like notes and everything, so it's really handy. Okay, the link is right here. And this link is the fly-through animation, that what I was talking about before. This shows you how you can calculate your fly-through animation, where only the camera flies, no moving objects, and it shows you basically the difference between the filters of nearest and different calculation modes and everything. So it's very easy to follow for this tutorial, and you will understand the scale, also the world or the screen, and the difference between them, and how the light cache actually works. So go ahead and check this tutorial from this VRay guide. Okay. Third question is what the difference between highlight, glossiness, reflection, and wider reflection having only glossiness, how subdivisions affect the material. Okay, for this, well, highlight glossiness, if we have it right here, for example, we add a little bit reflection, this one, like parameter that controls our reflection. And reflection glossiness is basically refers to the sharpness of our shadows, of our reflections in the reflective material. But the highlight is a glossy reflections in this reflective material. So basically, it works for doing a good chrome, having a good chrome material. It's I found like really nice parameters, 0.8 and 0.8. So basically those guys work together. They got the same amount of reflection blurriness, and they got the same amount of highlight. I mean, what's a highlight, right? So here you control the spread of the highlight, how spread is in this glossiness, like more or less, and this actually the glossiness, the blurriness of the material. Same here. Go ahead, make this like chrome. For example, the chrome will be 200. Oops, I'm sorry. In the reflection, and this should be black, the diffuse color, and in the reflection it could be 200. This is like the basic chrome, the standard chrome material, 0.8, and render it, lower this, see how the reflections, what's going on to reflections, what's going on to the highlight. Lower this, also see how it blurs your reflections. Increase your subdivisions, and see how what happens if you put a 50 right here and render it. See how your noise disappears in this material. Okay, so the best way, of course, is to test by yourself and to get answers from that. I was asking about VRay. What is glossiness? How to do global good light wrap. Well, there's different meanings for doing a light wrap, so you have to like explain what you really meant by saying that, because there's like doing silhouette with a light, or doing a material that will produce light. There's like different meanings. So send me this question again. I will review it probably next week, and you will get answer in the middle of week for that. So anyways, if you want to learn, you have an online free guide, and you got a really good guide from Francesco. It's called VRay Complete Guide. It's a huge book, but it is now in PDF version. It's only 25 euros, so you can just print a little bit, read it, and then print a little bit more and read it. It's a really complete guide, explain everything you need to know about VRay. Excuse me, and about VRay parameters. So here's the link, and you can check it out. All right. Okay, the next, see, okay, you send me 2 images, and the first, let's see those 2 images. Where are they? Okay, 2 images. I think they somewhere here. Okay, these are 2 images. This is one. Okay, so for this image you probably need a background so we can see how the scene interpolates. Very plastic look, and don't get enough time to fix the water in 3D Max. Yeah, the water is a little bit saturated, so let's see how can we fix this image. Let's bring that, for example. Well, first of all, you need to put a good sky, and that's a good thing that you made a PNG, because with PNG it's very easy to add the skies to your image, as you see here. Something like this goes good with your background, with your line, or with your line of just try to flip this if it looks better, a little bit better. Well, yes and no, because from one point of view it is correctly, you know, it's really hard to tell where your sun is coming from. I think your sun is like really high, I mean too high, and it's standing somewhere behind the camera, or like very near to camera. To have a good illumination, most of the time what you do is you put your sun perpendicular 90 degrees to your camera. So then you get really nice sun and shadows and light in population to your scene. And you don't go higher than 45 degrees. You can go lower. You can get like sunset feeling and everything. But if you go higher than 90 degrees, then it's you get weird and flat images like this one here. Okay, so I don't know. I think even though this one is the correct, because the sun is coming from the left, but somehow I don't know, this one looks a little bit better, or this one, because the sun is somewhere, something weird going on here in your scene. It's hard to tell where the sun is really coming from. So maybe something like this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna flat this image. I'm gonna duplicate it, and the next thing that you want to do is to correct your exposure. So now you get to see what's really going on here. And this is basically how you correct the flat feeling. You add also a little bit contrast, something like this. You can also fix the color balance right here, a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red on the midtones, and on the blue. Oops, I need to see the preview. And on the blue tones, something like here, like this. Control-Shift-F will bring the fade panel, and you can fix it if you like overdid it. But I can see that this one got more contrast. You can see the washed out shadows here and sort of a foggy look. Yeah, well, we overdid it a little bit with the skies and everything, but it's not a problem. We can fix that also. Let's just add a map, and with our mask tool we can fix that a little bit better, something like this. Okay, let's flatten, let's just duplicate the background, flatten this image. Here's another small trick how you can make better mixing background to the foreground, but you need to switch into the 8-bit channel to apply this effect, and this is the Distort Diffuse Glow. So you see a little bit glow is coming from the sky. Maybe it's a little bit too much, so what you do is also Control-Shift-F, bring the fade panel, and you reduce this something about like this, 23, 24. Okay, you can duplicate this image again, and we can see that we got really high saturated colors. So the reds should probably go and be maybe a little bit darker, something like this. So you get natural color on your wood right here. Okay, and let's see the yellows. Well, the yellows looking fine, but the reds probably must go. But as you see here, we did it on the all image, and in order to avoid that, we can just gonna close this. We can add this watercolor, and we can select the red right here. Whoops, let's select this one, select similar, and we can create a mask. Just clicking on the mask, we can create the mask for this. Oops, I'm sorry, we need to add this arc here as well. This green arc to the selection, and then we just add a mask, and voila, we get nice colors for our wood as it was before, very high saturated. Something about this will give more natural color to the wood. You can also, by the way, correct the curves to make it a little bit darker, something like this, so it would look a little bit more natural than it is. And you can also duplicate it, and you can fix only the arc, select similar right here, and you can remove this, delete this mask and add another mask, and you can correct the curves for, oops, you have to stand on the layer. You can correct the curves for only the arc here, right here. Okay, so this is how you work. You isolate and you work your every object separately. Now we can see also the palms got some weird texture going on here. So maybe you want to isolate your palms. You're making similar selection, close it down. Maybe we should just merge those layers, and I'll press Ctrl Shift J like this, and the pre-made isolation, as you see here, I only isolated my palms. Okay, so Ctrl Shift J actually creates a new layer from the selection. Now I can work also I can work my palms individually. So I can fix their exposure, I can fix their curves, I can fix their contrast here as well. So maybe just to add a little bit more contrast, something like this, and maybe just to add a little bit of more curves, just to make it a little bit darker or something like that. But I'm going to add a mask, and I'm going to remove this because somehow here it's got weird colors. And you can like make spots, you know, so it will look like a sun. So we will get like different lights interpolation, so we'll get more shadows. More shadows actually what makes your images look better. And let's just make another selection. Select similar, and again Control Shift J, and just see, oops, we didn't do anything here. Do it again, selection, layer, similar. Oops, I see what we did. We cropped them actually. If you press Control J, you actually crop it. But if you just press Control Shift J, you create a layer from this. Okay. So what we want to do is, for example, create a new selection of those palms. Similar, and then Control Shift J, make a selection. Oh, why it's cropped all the time? Maybe I should press Control J. Okay, and we can make them darker. Oops, color overlay. something like this, and adding a layer mask to remove it from the leaves and to fix only the palm here. Okay, so this one looks way better as this weird texture. Okay, so this is the one way to go. I can merge those files as well. I'm gonna duplicate it also in order to have the option to come back. And let's see, right here I have sponge tool. It makes this iteration for the water. So this is what we want to do. We want to desaturate our blue color so it will look a little bit more natural. You can have also the burn tool. Oops. Okay, the burn tool here. Just gonna make it a little bit bigger, so it will make your water look a little bit darker, more reflective, more natural look, something like this. Okay. So this is how can you correct it. Maybe I'll just add a layer mask and I'll correct this one thing, small thing here. Okay, now it's done. Alright, and just to close this, you can add lens distortion, lens correction. Actually, it's lens distortion. You're bringing your camera aspects to your scene. A little bit of chromatic aberration, not too much. Oops, sorry. Flatten image. Lens distortion. I'm gonna close that here. One, a little bit, giving it the distortion of 1, not beyond 1 because it's not giving the natural look to your image. Chromatic aberration also shouldn't be beyond 7. Here you can add a little bit of vignetting, and you can recover a little bit of vignetting, something like this. So this one looks better than we started, like washed out colors and everything, and we fixed the water and we added a little bit of fisheye and everything. I don't think that the leaves looks natural in those palms, and this model looks a little bit weird, so you should probably work on that model. Try to get a natural color for your wood and not be that saturated. Add more contrast to remove this, remove those washed out shadows and GI, and correct your color balance so you will get more natural lighting and colors right here. Okay, so this is how you correct this image. Let me just close them and pass to another image of yours, the second one. Where it is? Oops, here it is. It's a big image, I can see. Okay, for the first look, it looks very saturated, the sky, and the frame here is a little bit. The cut of this car is a little bit weird because you don't cut cars like this. You asked me here issues. I also want to do good looking grass. Well, the grass is, you know, it's okay. It's a little bit saturated and everything. There's a good tutorial for making grass with 3D Max and VRay. I think Peter Gutierrez got this tutorial. Peter grass. Oops. Yeah, here it is, how to make grass, how to make really cool grass. It's a really nice tutorial. And here's another one, second part. It explains here everything, how to make texture and everything. So this basically can make your photorealistic okay, we were talking about the glass. Okay, sorry. The glass, where are the Photoshop? Oh yeah, well, I showed you how to use HDRI, because HDRI gives you really nice reflections. Here we got this example. You can see really nice reflections of the sky and everything, and this is what you should go for in your images. If you want to make a good glass, Fresnel is a good option in 3D Max for making glasses here. You just click it right here and make it like transparent and everything, like full transparent and without any high glossiness and everything. Make it subdivisions 50-50. This is basically what I go for. I know the glass is something 147, something like that. Sorry, you have to see what. Yeah, I'll share. I'll put this link actually. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll put this link into this PDF right here. A grass tutorial. Okay. Well, I have like another nice idea for you. If you want to test different glasses, there is like VRay materials. There. Here you go. You subscribe here, and you have here a numerous collection of different materials. And if you go here, all materials, you need to subscribe in order to download, but you can like pick a glass and you get different types of glasses, glass style, silver, VRay, and you can see it goes like way further. So you got an architectural glass and this glass and acid glass and like different types of glasses, milky glass, broken glass, red, white, everything you want. So architectural glass, try this one. This one's not bad, I think. I used here some of these materials here. Architectural, another architectural glass. So yeah, as you see here, you need to go subscribe and download this stuff. It's totally for free. You can try it on your building. Well, experimenting will give you the right values, the right understanding for what you actually need. Okay, because I see your glass is not transparent and everything. It's good reflected right here. I can see the reflection of the sky is not properly, so maybe you can only use HDRI and fix that with this. But it's probably it should be more darker, yeah, darker, and reflect some really nice skies in it. I could show it in Photoshop how you can make it, but did you send me this? Okay. Yeah. Well, I need this sky, the same sky right here to do this material. But let's just fix your frame right here. I'm gonna, those people is one layer, so I'm going to duplicate this layer. Sorry, someone sent me a message. Yeah, there's also cool glass called EGZ materials in my Nuba files. It was shipped with the book. This actually like really good glass, and it's already made for 3D Max 2009. I don't think there is a plugin for 2010 or 2011, but this AGZ is really good. It makes really nice glasses, and excuse me, it's totally for free. So I'll add it to this sharing here. I just put me a link right here. EGZ materials. I'll add it later. I'll upload it to my server so you can download it from the server. So regarding this image, I'm going to isolate those people because they're actually nice, and I'm going to actually going to hide them for a moment, and I'm going to crop this image, something like this. Right, so this is basically how you do your visualizations here. Something like that. So you give your more, you give your house a platform, and you give like, I don't know, maybe like 20-30% of the sky. This is how you do your exterior stuff, because when you add like 30 or 40% of the ground here, well, it does not show or express anything, and I don't see any reason for doing that. So anyways, I'm going to delete those people. I got these people here. Oops. I'm going to select them, and I'm going to put them somewhere here. Something like this. Or maybe they're too small. Oops. Select those people, Control T. I'm going to put them. Okay, this looks better. Well, let's just merge those visible layers right here, and I'll show you how to correct the sky here. You go to the blues, and here a little bit. I'm going to remove a little bit of saturation, something like that, and I'm gonna get like a really blue sky feeling color. I'm gonna correct the color balance here as well, a little bit of a yellow, a little bit of a reddish, and on the highlights something like this. So I'm looking basically at the building here, not in the skies, because the sky need to correct here one more time. Going to cyans, going to remove a little bit of saturation, and the blues here as well. Something like that works way better. Curves is a necessary thing to do in your image. It adds more contrast to your shadows. Maybe this one's a little bit too much. I'll press OK, and then I'll bring the Control Shift F, the fade panel, and I'm going to correct this. Something like that is fine. I can see also your greens is very saturated. So what you want to do is duplicate it, and then use a desaturation sponge tool just to desaturate them a little bit right here, because this like really high saturated green color, the grass is also here, it doesn't look natural. So See, hide it, unhide it. This is really saturated. When I hide it, it loses saturation, gets more natural look. Yeah, you can control the fade, the opacity if it's too much or too little. Okay, and well, what you can do more here is to switch into the 8-bit channel, make a little bit better translation of the sky, diffuse glow. So you do here or something like this, and then Control Shift F. You see, whoops, before, after. So the sky got more calm color, not that saturated, and the whole building got a little bit of a glow. Don't go beyond 20%, 30%, because this is actually will cause your image to glow, and this is also not doesn't look natural. Okay, this glow. You got something here, opacity with the tree. It's not bothering me. The whole composition is it looks fine. The birds and everything, the cars. Your eye follow from the front to the back, and well, I think this image is only needed lens correction to add a little bit more of photorealistic approach here and here. A little bit of chromatic aberration, not too much, because we already can see it's the red lines start to show here, and it's not that right. Oops. Okay, this will be 0. Can add a little bit of vignetting, something like this, and we can recap it. Okay. Alright. So as you see here, this looks a little bit better, more photorealistic. What you want to do is duplicate this layer, because we got some pixel here. I can see it only one small line, so if you just duplicate your background there and you expand it a little bit, you will remove that pixel. Okay. As for a sky, I told you already, you can fix it with HDRI, or you can add some really nice reflections. Or right here, oops, I did it too fast. I can see here that you made an only. Oh, this is the cars, and this is only the glass. All right. So for this glass, let's make it black and white. Black and white. Sorry, we need to stand on this layer, and like let's remove the saturation and increase the contrast between them levels. Okay, so we got black and white. Let's just see if it's really black. Yeah, it's black, and it's white. Okay. And now we can do Control A, Control C. So it's in our memory. Do Control D to deselect. We can, for example, what we can do is create another layer. Go to this layer to take the sponge tool to make a selection and to paint the sky. Oops. Actually, in the windows. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in wrong. I need to make here a selection and then go to this layer and to paint on this layer the sky in the windows. Okay. And back again to the layer. I know it's a little bit awkward, but well, if you could provide me with the sky here, I could just use the sky in 1 second and bring this texture to the isolation mode. All right. Okay, so here we go. Just a little bit more. Okay, now we got this layer and we got this one, so we're gonna go, we already copied it, right? So it's in our memory, so we're gonna go to the image, layer mask, reveal all. We're gonna go to the channel and we're gonna paste it. We're gonna press Ctrl V. I'm gonna paste it to the channel. As you see, already applied. We need to unhide it. And you got nice reflection of the sky going on in your windows. Okay, so you can use a different channel modes here with opacity, you know, in order to make your windows and reflections look better. Screen. Lighter color, this one looks nice. So basically what you need to do here, your reflection should look darker, so you want to fix that with your levels. And then maybe it's a little bit straighted, but something like this, and we can remove a little bit saturation. And we can also add sharpen to make really nice and sharp reflections, right? This Control D. So as you see, it looks already better. You can play with the intensity and opacity and different modes here. You can get like really nice results. This is how you can fix your reflections in your windows. Of course, it will be nice when you can look through the window. It won't be that matte, so you can look inside to see the walls or something going on there, and then you can apply this technique of the skies. So actually you will get a reflection and you could see a little bit through the room, through the interior. Okay, and after doing this, as you already know, as I already showed you, you can add, at the end, you can add the lens distortion, because if you add your lens correction before that, you will make this distortion here, and then your ID channels map for isolation will not sit on the same place with your windows. So this one you will make only in the end. Okay, something like this could work nice. Okay. All right. So this looks better. Maybe this saturation of the sky is a little bit too much, so we can like remove it a little bit, and cyan also, something like this. Okay, so this looks good. This looks way better. This is how can you fix it. All right, let's go. Let me just save this image. I don't know if I send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you later. Okay. Oops. And let's see what we got. We got another email from Karim during this week. Karim also helped me with. He showed the carpet, how to fix the carpet. So this is the link you can download and see the procedure, because he deleted actually the underneath layer. So the carpet from the last week, right, the displacement carpet was distributing all the displacement map, and in this video Karim showing how to delete the underneath layer, and this actually increases the 10% of rendering time. So this is a very useful video here. You can press on the link and download it. During the week we went through the process of Karim went through this process of making an HDRI that I'm going to show, that Karim is going to share with you. This is the HDRI, and this is how it looks with your scene. So thanks a lot, Karim, for this. We're gonna share it. I'm gonna share this link with you. I'm gonna upload it to my server, or actually no, you can download it from here. You can download it from Karim's server. So this is the HDRI, right? And also Karim showed his HDRI that he did in Paris. This is I think you can buy them here. Yeah, it's 39 bucks right here, euros. I'm sorry. And this is a really nice balance. So you can just go through and you can rotate and see how this HDRI works. That's actually 3 HDRIs here, right here, that you can see. Yeah, the first link is HDRI right here. You can download it, and it's free. It's totally free. Thanks a lot, Karim. He made it with 3D Max and VRay. Maybe I'll show you what. Okay, so let me just show you what we went through. Okay, this and this. All right, so this is actually was the first results, first testings of making HDRI in 3D Max. It's got a little bit yellowish and not that sharp shadows. Now with this one we get more reflections here. Yeah, and this I would like to see more reflections on that one, on the windows here. This one's like better, and this is the final result, where you can see like really nice sharp shadows, exactly like Peter Gutierrez did with his HDRIs, and we can see the light illumination and everything works really well for this image. Yeah, thanks, Karim. I got this link right here. Right? Is it the same? I think it's the same. Oh, no, it's not the same. Here's another one. All right, thanks a lot, man. I'll put it also here. Whoops, like this. Okay, here's 2 links. Those 2 links, it's free HDRI from Karim. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I'm going to convert this doc file into PDF, so you can. I'll send it all to you guys, so you can download it and see it for yourself, how it works, and test it. And Andres, it's for you, man. Here you go. You can make those tests with your files and HDRIs. All right. Yeah, here's another link. Here's 3 links for this. Unfortunately, not for free right here, but these are really cool HDRIs. You can see it's Paris, the Eiffel Tower, and we can see the works that Karim did with those HDRIs, and this is a really high quality work. Good modeling, good grass, nice effect of motion blur. Here's this actually HDRI, if I'm not mistaken, right here. Put a car here and render this image with this HDRI. Right, this is looks really photorealistic, and works also really well. Nice shadows and everything. Here's also, we can see the reflections of the HDRI map. That works really good. And here's another image. I love the blurry and the focus on the BMW. So we got one really professional guy here in our training, and he helps us a lot. So thanks a lot, Karim, for your help. I mean, I really appreciate it, and all the guys here also. And yeah, this is the HDRI that you can download. There's 2 files of them right here, and it's totally for free. All right. And yeah, the carpet, the movie for the carpet. Okay, great. I think we are done here. Wow, it was a long webinar today. Lots of topics to cover and lots of stuff to cover. And well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't mix too many things. If you got any questions, just send me to my email. I'll be glad to answer them. Send me your works also for corrections and everything. And if you want to ask me something right now, go ahead. Go ahead and ask me. If not, yeah. Okay, go ahead, man. This was a good webinar, I think, with lots of free stuff and lots of effect shadows. Yeah, Paul, effect shadows, it's in your material. If you do a glass here, you have to use effect shadows. Then you make the sun goes through the glass. This is the effect shadows. As I told you before, try to go to the this website. Where is this? VRay materials.de, and download different glass materials and try them on your scene. What works better? All right. And you will get to see your glass, and then you can see also the parameters, how to make it. All right, great. So if someone got anything to ask, go ahead, guys. I got like another couple of minutes, and if not, I'm just gonna record this and upload it to the website. How come it works through the door? Well, maybe in the door you got like maybe plain, and in the window you got maybe a box or something. So excuse me, it goes through the plane because it got only one. You just need to see, man. You just need to see how you did the door. Maybe you just take the glass from the door and duplicate it to the window. Sorry. Okay. And try to work this. brute force method and the DNC to lower noise. Yeah. Yeah, we probably do another session on that one. Maybe, you know, it's not something that you can explain, like, you know, on one leg. You know, you need to do tests, and you need to do you need to see how it works, because for every scene it works differently. You know, the noise stuff, right? But for VRay, if you work with brute force, right? If you work with brute force, you don't get much of parameters here, because this one controls subdivision, eventually noise, and this one is like more lighting, because how many bounces, secondary bounces, you will get into your scene. So basically, more light. If you get more light, you also get much more cleaner image, because where noise is being created it's in the dark places. So you need to think that way, that you get nice illumination in your scene, enough light coming into your scene, and you will get less noise in it, just because of more light entering the scene. Okay, this is like one aspect. It's like basic fundamental stuff. So regarding the noise threshold here, I'm using 0.05 for the noise threshold. It basically determines here it determines the noise, but this is actually the threshold. It actually decides if your subdivisions is good enough to make a clear image or not. I mean, with this, if you go higher, you say, okay, make less decisions, like if it's good. But if you go lower, you say to this, to the subdivisions, you say, okay, make clearer, you know, like subdivide and make really clear threshold, you know. So I think I need to show it exactly, the examples on the image, how this stuff works on a particular image, because, you know, like explaining those things, it's one thing, but showing them and testing them, it's a whole different thing. So maybe you just do your tests, you know, like with really simple scene, you know, like a room, window, sun, and the sky portal, you know, put like 3 teapots or something, you know, one is chrome, one is glass, one is wood, or something like that, and see how it works on them, and try to work like put 0.05 of threshold, then put 0.02, for example, and see how much time it increases, and if your image looks cleaner, then try to put like only 0.5, whoops, you know, and render it, see how fast it renders, but how much noise you get into your image. So test it for yourself, so you will understand it much better, and send me your test, you know, send me your test. I can show it with everybody. All right. Okay, so Karim saying that the good looking one, this render here, right, with sharp shadows, is the second HDRI. Is the second one right here. So you got 2 HDRIs, and the second one with the sharper shadows. Okay. So that's probably why I did get a washed out feeling look when I opened the first your HDRI. So, okay. Okay. Someone else. So, Oh, you have the guide. Well, you know, I can't support this stuff. It's really good from you to share stuff, but in our thing, you know, if some artist invest 4 years in writing a book and then selling it for like 25 euros, I'm saying, geez, man, I mean, this guy deserved this 25 euros for the PDF version. And well, it's not much. It's not much for 4 years of writing a book. So thanks a lot, Panos, for your advice. But I would really, yeah, me too. Check this out, man. I bought this book for only when it went out, 125 euros. See this? Same here. I mean, I invest in stuff. I like to have books in my hands, right? So yeah, I'm still reading it. It's a huge book. I'm like, I don't know, maybe 2 years or something, and I'm still reading it. I'm reading, you know, like step by step, testing stuff and everything. It's really good book. So for 25 euros for a PDF version is not too much. Is peanuts, you know. The guy invested 4 years. So Karim also got this book. So yeah, all the professional guys got this book. If you want to invest in your education, and by the way, this is the best investment that you ever made. You know, the cars broke down, you need to always manage them. I don't know, if you got a girlfriend, you also need to manage that, you know, expenses. But education is only lifting up. So yeah, for all the married guys, I didn't mean to say nothing. It's just a joke. Okay, just a joke. Don't get me wrong. But education is definitely one of the best investments in your future development that you can do for you, for your personal development, maybe like a family and everything. So right. Okay, great. I think we're done here. I wish you a good weekend, and whoops, something wrong here? No, we're still alive. Okay, so yeah, I wish you an awesome weekend. I see sun is shining. I'm not sure if it's happening in Europe, but we got some sun here, and I think I'm just gonna take a walk outside, breathe some fresh air. I warmly recommend you to do the same. Take a break, clear your mind, go and observe this wonderful world. And yeah, well, hey, I know it's night in Europe, but you can do it tomorrow. I wish you will have a nice day tomorrow, and you can spend some time observing the beautiful nature. All right. So yeah, I wish you a really good weekend. Send me your emails, send me your questions. Hope you enjoyed this webinar, and wish you lots of good and happy and joy, attitude, atmosphere, and you know, good karma and everything. So have a good weekend, and yeah, I'll talk to you next week. All right, so thanks a lot. Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon for all international of we are. And yeah, see you next week. All right, that was a good session. I'll talk to you soon. Good weekend. See you later.